If you're doing your research and you're trying to find out if living in Orange County is right for you, this video is going to be a good place to do some more research. So in this video, I'm going to break down all the pros and the good and the bad, the cons of living in Orange County. So hopefully by the end of this video, you have a much better idea of if Orange County is right for you or not. My name is Christian Stubbs. I'm a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes, which is a residential sales team. And we've helped over 600 people buying and selling, investing in Southern California, and most of that in Orange County. So it's safe to say that we have a pretty darn good idea of why people, what they like, what they don't, and why people move here. And this channel is all about Orange County, where we want to give you as much information as possible to make your decision a little bit easier. So let's dive right in. All right, so we have to start with the good. We're going to start with the pros of living in Orange County. Now we have to get this one out of the way, which is the weather. Living in Orange County, one of the absolute best things you're going to always hear about is that the weather is just amazing. I mean, even the last couple of weeks, the time that I'm filming this, we had some crazy hot weather and it got over 100 degrees, but this is something that happens very seldom. We get very little rain throughout the year. We have mostly 70-degree temperatures throughout almost the whole entire year. Orange County, California is one of the few places where you could be at the beach during your holiday Christmas break in December and also in June, and it's not too hot in June and it's not too cold in December. Now, obviously on most days, but your average temperature is right around 70 degrees. So when you hear sunny and 75, like that is very normal for living here. In the summer, you might be in the low 80s, and in the winter, you might be in the high 60s. So we go from like 62 to like 82, 92. And that's really the range. We don't go too much further outside of that. And one of the major reasons why this is such a big pro is, one, just having nice weather all the time is nice, but it also allows for more activities. So outdoor activities are something you can do all year long. If you're the type of person that likes to drive down to the beach and walk on the beach, you could do that 365 days a year outside of the maybe handful of days that it actually does rain. So not only is it nice weather, it is convenient in the fact that you don't really have to plan around weather too much at all, really. Also, just the overall convenience of you could pretty much wear pants or shorts every day. You don't need to factor in multiple layers and stuff like that is probably one of the biggest differences from even when I travel places. But a lot of times when we have people, maybe like you, who are moving in from other areas where you've got a summer wardrobe, you've got a winter wardrobe and a fall, you pretty much can have one wardrobe all year long, with the exception of throwing in a hoodie every once in a while. And it definitely does get warm in Orange County, California, but never like unbearable, other than some odd weeks like we had recently where it was 108 degrees in Mission Viejo where I live, which that doesn't happen very often there. I think it was 2-3 days of the year. And then we went right back to 76 degrees the following week. Okay, so we got weather out of the way. And again, to kind of wrap that up, it's just overall, it is really nice. Now, number two, what I want to move on to is safety. This is one of the biggest pros of moving to or living in Orange County. So Orange County is home to 7 out of the 10 safest cities in all of California. California overall is a pretty safe place to live, but you have, and I've got the list here, Rancho Santa Margarita, Aliso Viejo, Yorba Linda, Mission Viejo, Laguna Niguel, Lake Forest, and Irvine. Now, one thing you also maybe realize here is all of these are South Orange County based areas. So we'll probably do another video in the future comparing the difference between North Orange County and South Orange County. All of those cities that I just mentioned are all in South Orange County, Irvine being the middle. Now, that's not to say that North Orange County is not safe by any stretch, but you're definitely going to be overall safer in South Orange County than you are in North. I would say it this way, is pretty much all of South Orange County is very, very safe, whereas there are more pockets in North Orange County of some places are more safe than others. Now, Orange County as a whole is a very, very safe place to live. So if you are moving from a city, or if you're moving from a place where crime and theft and overall safety is a concern, you can pretty much be rest assured that in Orange County you're one of the safest areas in really the entire country, probably the whole world as well too. Now, another pro is just the number of options that you have. So if you're looking at Orange County as a whole, there's 34 cities. There's 19 unincorporated cities, meaning they're not like official cities. So in about a 1 hour from driving from the very south point of Orange County to the north point of Orange County, you're gonna pass 34 different cities, and they all kind of have their own feel and vibe. In your beach cities, you have going from south to north, you have San Clemente, then you have Dana Point, followed by Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, and then Sunset Seal Beach are the north point. And then you have more suburban cities, right? You have cities like Irvine being the main central hub, where you are like in suburbia, if you will. And you also have Mission Viejo, Lake Forest, Laguna Hills, Laguna Niguel, Aliso Viejo. These are all South Orange County suburbia type cities. In North Orange County, you have Yorba Linda, Villa Park, and so many others as well too. There's a lot of different styles within the different cities. Cities are fantastic for families, not that the other ones aren't, but you have Ladera Ranch, Aliso Viejo, Irvine is another one. These are cities that are very, very much known for families. They're very family oriented. A lot of the amenities and a lot of things going on in the city are all geared towards families. Now, we also have some cities that are more geared towards younger crowd. We have Newport Beach, which is probably one of the most popular places. If you don't know very much about Orange County, you probably know at least Newport Beach. But you've also got Costa Mesa, which is super up and coming, just east of Newport Beach. Obviously, you have Laguna Beach in there as well too. I would say those are probably the most popular for the younger crowd. If you're looking for more things to do, kind of hip and fun, those are some of the most popular places. One of the things that always amazes me when I leave Orange County, and oftentimes I travel for work, I travel for conferences and stuff like that, and I'll go into a city, and honestly, I'm just amazed at overall how dirty a place might be. Whether it's homeless, whether it's that, not that we don't have homeless, not that we don't have dirt and trash. Orange County overall is just very, very well kept in comparison to honestly anywhere else that I've been. And I'm gonna throw one more pro in here as well too, is location. So one of the things with Orange County, I'll say location and convenience, is wherever you live in Orange County, you can be to anywhere else in Orange County within like a 30-minute to 45-minute max drive. So to drive from San Clemente all the way up to Westminster, which is kind of like the north point of Orange County, is like a 45 to 55-minute drive. Now, obviously it depends on traffic, but that means like pretty much wherever you live in Orange County, you can pretty much get to anything you want within 15 minutes. That's really the reality. Unless you're going to a landmark, like for example, if you live in Yorba Linda and you want to go to Newport, that might take you half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on traffic, but you're not that far away from anything at any given time. Also, you're very convenient in getting around. There's a lot of different freeways, there's a lot of different highways and toll roads, so that you can go from place to place, and it's not like you're driving on street traffic the whole time, or vice versa. If the freeways are backed up, there's a lot of street traffic where you can just get around. Now, these are all positives because you're probably always 5 to 10 minutes away from a Starbucks, you're 5 to 10 minutes away from a nice grocery store, a Whole Foods, a Ralph's, a Vons, whatever it might be. So as far as a convenience standpoint, that's probably one of the biggest pros of Orange County. You don't have to go very far to get to anything. Now, here's one of the biggest pros to Orange County in line with the convenience, and this is something I don't think is hit on quite enough, is you are an hour away from San Diego. So San Diego is an hour south, and LA is an hour north. Now, obviously, it depends where you live in both of those areas. LA is enormous, but you're an hour away from each of those, and you're about an hour away from the Temescal Valley as well, too. So like Temecula wine country and all of that. That's all super convenient. And one of the really cool things with Orange County as a whole is you could be in the mountains in Big Bear or Lake Arrowhead snowboarding in the morning, and you could be in the beach surfing in the afternoon. I mean, there's just not very many places in the world where you can do both of those things, and that's very realistic. We're talking about less than a 2-hour drive to be snowboarding to at the beach surfing. So from a convenience standpoint, those are all the things that I feel like are super important to mention. Now, those are the pros, so let's go back through the list. As we have convenience and location, we have it's very clean, very well maintained. We have a wide variety of different types of cities, and we also have a very safe place to live. Like I said, 7 out of the 10 safest cities in all of California are located in Orange County. And then wrapping it up, we have some of the best weather in the entire world. All right, so those are the pros that we were talking about. Obviously, there are more. If you feel like I missed something, please put it in the comments down below. But let's move over and talk about the cons of living in Orange County, which is probably more important if you're thinking about moving here. Now, let's start the cons by talking about cost of living. If you've done any research at all, you probably know that Orange County is a more expensive place to live. It is 51% higher than the median cost of living in the United States. So it's going to be more expensive. The median home price right now is just a hair under $1.2 million. So if you're looking for just a middle of the road house, you're looking at a pretty hefty $1.2 million. Now, having said that, the flip side of that is we have homes in Orange County that range from townhome condos in 300 to 400 range. And then our high-end luxury goes up to the $100 million mark, right? So there's a wide range of property, but that median home price is under 1.2. Now the median rent amount is $3,200. So it is way more affordable to rent in Orange County than it is to purchase. I have a whole nother video on that as well too. One of the big cons for Orange County is going to be traffic. So yes, things are expensive, but we also do have traffic. Now, if you've ever been to LA, not anything like LA, but we do still have traffic in Orange County. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of roads. But if you are comparing it, if you've been to Los Angeles or even maybe even San Diego, our traffic here in Orange County isn't nearly as bad. But if you're coming from a more rural area, we definitely have traffic in Orange County. Another con you might want to be aware of is the limited public transportation. Pretty much anywhere you live in Orange County, you're going to be subject to, like, you're going to need a car for sure. There's very little walkability overall. There's some cities that are way more walkable than others. But generically speaking, Orange County is a place where you don't want to be depending on public transportation. That's probably one of the bigger changes of a lot of our clients. Maybe you are in this situation where you're moving from a city coming to Orange County, where if you're used to walkable and you're used to jumping in a cab or subway, trains, anything like that, buses, we just do not have a good infrastructure for public transportation. So you're definitely going to make sure that you have a daily driver. Now, depending on how you feel, this could be a pro or a con. So I'm just going to list it here as a con, but take this for what it's worth. Is Orange County is relatively densely populated. Now, again, we're not a city like Los Angeles or San Diego. We are much more suburban than that, right? So we don't have like huge skyscrapers and massive apartment buildings. Now, we do have big apartment buildings, but Orange County is pretty dense. So take this for what it's worth. If you're moving from a city, we are way less dense than a city, but we're way more dense than most places other than cities in the rest of the United States. So if you're coming from a place where you're driving 30 minutes from town to town, just realize that driving 30 minutes in Orange County, you're going to pass 20 towns or cities. So just understanding that difference, and it's kind of hard to explain, or I'm sorry, it's hard to elaborate a little bit more just because it really depends on what your perspective or what your reference point is with density, but way less dense than a city and way more dense than anything rural. But honestly, those are the major cons. So we talked about the high cost of living is going to be one of the biggest cons. Public transportation is difficult. Your home prices are expensive. So just expensive to live in Orange County, obviously. Public transportation not being great, and it might be more densely populated than where you're coming from. But honestly, it's really hard to list a lot of cons because there's so many wonderful reasons why people choose to live in Orange County. So in the comments down below, let me know what your favorite pro and what your favorite con is. I mentioned in this video, there's 34 cities in Orange County. So this video are the top ones. So you want to go check that out. Again, my name is Christian Stubbs. This is all about Orange County. I appreciate you watching. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in that next video.